The sea had always spoken to Aeralyn in a language older than sound. It whispered through coral arches and sang through kelp forests, threading memory into current, time into tide. She was born where the water glowed faintly blue at night, where the ocean floor breathed light, and where mermaids learned early that love was the most dangerous current of all. Aeralyn wasn't reckless by nature. She was thoughtful, observant, content to watch the surface world from a distance, hovering just beneath the skin of the water where sunlight fractured into gold. Humans fascinated her, not because they were loud or fleeting, but because they lived knowing everything ended. It was a strange, brave sort of existence, and it was during one of her quiet observations that she first saw him. His name was Jonah. He stood at the edge of the shore at dawn, his trousers rolled to his knees, his sleeves damp with sea spray. He wasn't fishing or sailing. He was simply there, speaking softly to the water as if it were listening, as if it were something alive. Aeralyn remained hidden among the rocks, her silver blue tail curled beneath her, her heart pounding in a way it never had before. She returned the next day, and the next. Eventually, he noticed her. Jonah didn't scream or run when she finally surfaced. He only stared, his breath caught somewhere between disbelief and wonder. "You're real," he whispered, the words barely carried on the breeze. Aeralyn offered a slow, cautious smile. "So are you," she replied, her voice like the gentle lapping of waves. Their meetings became rituals. At low tide, when the world felt suspended between breath and release, they spoke. She told him of cities sculpted from coral and pearl, of songs that could heal bones, and of storms that listened when you sang to them. He told her of his mother's warm bread, of childhood scraped knees, of a family bound tightly together by both love and loss. He spoke of a world so different from hers, yet so full of its own kind of magic. Love crept in quietly, like a rising tide no one bothers to measure until it's already at their feet. It was Jonah who first gave it a name. "I'd follow you," he said one evening, the moonlight trembling across the water's surface, painting them both in silver. "If I could breathe where you breathe, I would." Aeralyn's heart both shattered and soared all at once. It was the most beautiful and painful thing she had ever heard. "You would not survive," she told him, her voice thick with sadness. "The pressure would break you. The salt would poison you." He nodded, a flicker of pain crossing his face, but his gaze never left hers. "Then come to me." The words lodged inside her like an anchor, heavy and deep. How could she leave the only home she had ever known? But how could she not? When she brought him just beneath the water's edge only for a moment, only where air still lingered in sunlit pockets, he wept. Not from fear, but from pure awe. He held her hands tightly and said, "This is where you belong," and she knew he was right. But she also knew that Jonah, with his warm skin and earthly eyes, belonged to the land. His family noticed the change in him. They saw his prolonged absences, his constant distraction, the way his eyes always followed the horizon. When he finally told them about the mermaid, about the sea, about Aeralyn, their fear outweighed their wonder. They saw only the danger, the impossible chasm between their worlds. They begged him to stay human, to stay alive, to stay with them. And so, torn between two loves, Jonah asked the impossible. "Come with me," he pleaded, his voice cracking. "Live on land." With us, Aeralyn returned to the deep, her heart heavy with his request. She swam to the darkest trenches and knelt before the ancient mothers of the sea. Their eyes were as old as the moon, holding the wisdom of 1,000 tides. "There is a way," they said, their voices a chorus of rumbling currents. "But it will cost you," they warned her. Her tail would be split into legs, and each step on land would feel like walking on sharp shells, a constant, agonizing reminder of what she had lost. And there was another condition, one not spoken lightly. "Water will always remember you," the mothers intoned. "If it touches your legs, even in kindness, even a single drop, you will return to what you were." Aeralyn's breath hitched. "And then?" she asked. "You may never choose again." The choice would be made for her forever. She agreed. The transformation tore through her like fire. Bone reshaped itself. Skin learned the sting of dryness. When she awoke on the shore at dawn, Jonah was there. He wept as he held her human in form, but trembling, incomplete, a stranger in her own body. Life on land was fragile and fraught with fear. She learned to walk slowly, painfully, each step a silent scream. She was always watching the sky, her heart seizing at the sight of a dark cloud. Rain terrified her. Morning dew on the grass burned like a betrayal. She avoided rivers, bathtubs, even tears spilled onto her skin. Jonah's family loved her in their own way. They were kind, but they didn't understand the careful, invisible cage she lived in. More than the physical pain, she missed the sea in ways words could not hold. She missed the weightless embrace, the silent songs, the feeling of belonging. At night, she dreamed of currents curling around her legs, of the water calling her, trying to reclaim her piece by piece. She had Jonah's love, but she had lost herself. The inevitable came not with a roar, but with a whisper. A storm rolled in from the coast without warning. The wind screamed. The rain didn't just fall. It flew sideways, a relentless assault. Jonah ran to pull her indoors, his face a mask of panic, but it was too late. A single, cold drop slid down her calf. She gasped, a sharp intake of breath as a jolt went through her. Her legs fused, skin shimmering, her tail returning in a rush of salt and memory. Jonah fell to his knees in the mud as she collapsed, half changed, a creature caught between worlds, belonging to neither. "I love you," she said, her voice already fading, sounding more like the ocean than herself. The sea, hearing her call, rose to meet her. It lifted her gently, mercifully, from the cold, hard earth and pulled her back into its embrace. Jonah waited at the shore every day after that. He never left the coast. Sometimes, at dusk, when the light turned soft and the line between water and sky blurred, he thought he saw her, a flash of silver blue just beneath the surface, watching, waiting, still loving. And the sea, faithful as ever, remembered everything. It held their story in its depths, a timeless, tragic love song carried on every wave that broke upon the shore.